Hello there. Good evening. I wanted to get back into the routine of making videos, so I'm going to make one right now. There's a few topics I could talk about, but I will continue the conversation about COVID 19. A question that I've been uh, thinking about, ruminating on for some time is whether or not facial coverings, masks, are going to be something that never goes away. Like, they'll always be part of society in some regard. Um, to be perfectly honest with you, I think that they would be a good thing in densely populated areas of activity. I don't like the idea of wearing a mask all the time, but where people are supposed to wear them, they should have to. And this should be going forward until the unforeseeable future. Um, because there are several reasons for this. Um, I mean, of course, you can blame people for being, disgusting. That's one thing. But this virus, what people don't understand about it, which is particularly unsettling, is that round the corner there's another virus, the exact same as it, if not worse, but different. And there'll always be one because we know where it originally came from. Like, we all know it came from China. We all know that it was a biological weapon with the express intention of causing worldwide chaos. And this was done because Donald Trump put sanctions against China, and that was hurting them economically. I'm not talking about the droves, the tens and hundreds of millions of slaves over there. I'm talking about the exceedingly wealthy businessmen who don't actually care about their own population. They were feeling the pinch of not having Western powers spend money on their products. I mean, we don't really want to be improving the economy for a very small percentage of people that live in China and use the proceeds to that to build things like COVID 19 or other horrible, scary things. Um, However, what people don't understand, this is what the main reason Donald Trump was ousted as president. There's a reason Joe Biden won the election in whatever manner you can see. And it's not because he has any particular qualities. He doesn't. He's not a very good president. But a lot of people were very, very critical about Donald Trump's decision to put sanctions on China. But what they don't understand is that somebody had to do it. It wasn't the first time somebody proposed the idea. You might remember Mitt Romney said something along those lines, and George Bush did George Bush type things, and so on and so forth. Richard Nixon, notably. Um, and the thing is, like, they're slowly eking their way forward to becoming what the television, what the propaganda apparatus has been telling people for years and years, that China is going to be the number one superpower, blah, 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 blah. And when you stop and think about that, you go, if you actually say, no, you're stupid, China's going to be the number one superpower and the evil America will be ousted. It's like, the fuck do you want the Chinese Communist Party to be the number one superpower in the world? Do you want that? Did you even think about that? No, you didn't. You don't do thinking for yourself, do you? You do what the television tells you to do. You do what society tells you is what's considered normal. You're an idiot. It's as simple as that. A total idiot. and they were doing it. China was eking their way, and then like an annoying bug, Donald Trump went. That's it. He slammed his hand down and he squashed that bug. And that bug, it had a coronavirus in it, and that got out into the world, and it could happen again. I mean, the two systems, the Western powers and you know, are neutral rivals. Um, I mean, you take a country like India. They, I would consider a neutral rival because they're not really particularly interested in uh, conquering the world and the Western Empire. Um, I would say that Russia is also a neutral rival, but leaning a little bit more on the aggressive side because there is, a lot of sanctions on Russia, and we don't exactly have the best relations with them at the moment, or for the last while. Better than they were during the Cold War, but you know, old negative sentiment doesn't go away overnight. That's it's going to be like 100 years before that kind of Cold War mentality and what's left of that generation sort of shut up about it. But do I think they're seriously plotting on destroying the United States? Sure, you'll get people saying they are, but I don't really think so. The only country of significant power that is plotting to do that is the Chinese Communist Party. Because they have the most to gain. They see themselves as losing, which is fairly easy to see. Um, so there will be new strains of coronavirus, and they'll be being pumped out every year basically. And this was so detrimental to the economy that simple procedural changes. Some people go, "Well, those are my freedoms." Well, motherfucker, your freedoms are temporarily suspended on that particular matter because you gotta wear a mask. Because when Justin Trudeau mentioned speaking moistly, the television, in some sort of moronic sense, was saying, "Oh, he used the wrong words. He made a fool out of himself." Blah blah blah. And it's like, no, he didn't actually. That was the appropriate thing to say. Because even if you don't think little moisture particles aren't coming out of your mouth when you're talking, you're actually wrong. I mean, there's outright spitting as you talk, but, or if someone's shouting or something like that, more moisture particles are coming out of their mouth. Um, and, what is the other alternative? What other answer is there than wearing masks? And, I would like to see the restaurant business in particular make a resurgence because that's part of normal society. The Chinese Communist Party tried to destroy what we consider normal society. People like to go out to restaurants and live like normal. And we're doing a fairly good job of it. The introduction of more patios to restaurants and things like that is important. Um, but it's still it's the whole story has still been dumbed down so hard that it sounds very much indeed like a mental illness uh, constructed by the powers that be. And those people who don't wear masks and don't have a significant medical condition, which completely inhibits them from wearing a mask, or they'll be in serious trouble. It can be uncomfortable, unpleasant, especially in warm weather. I would suggest investing in a better mask. I played it cheap. I bought cheap masks, and you get what you pay for when you buy a cheap mask. They work, but they're a lot warmer. So anytime it's summer and it's like you're exerting yourself doing something, it feels way hotter. It feels like you're in the Amazon or something like that. So obviously, adjusting and getting a different mask is in order, and $8 will get you one that will work better. I mean, my ones, I think I got four for $10 or three for $10, and that's playing it too cheap. And then I don't want to wear a medical mask because you kind of look like a dork wearing one of those. I mean, I guess the all black ones are fine, but yeah, I don't want that light blue on my face. Like I don't want to wear that kind of mask. But um, yeah. So masks aren't going away for several reasons, and one of them is that it's been a chance to change rules, impose new laws, and this is a power that the government is not going to want to give up ever. And it would be very difficult to take that away from them, especially as I already explained that the Chinese Communist Party can manufacture new COVID, new coronaviruses. They probably already got the next generation of one simply because they can. And I was so sick of this argument before, and I'm even more sick of it now. This whole, oh, they're a sovereign nation, quit bullying them, blah, blah, you're using them for your capitalist gains and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, fuck off. With the kind of people the Chinese Communist Party are, fuck off. Like, how on earth could you be on their side? I don't care what nationality, what creed, what race, uh, what pronoun someone designates themselves as. How on earth could you side with the Chinese Communist Party on anything? I don't care how much you hate the United States, which, by the way, is not restricted between the borders between Canada and Mexico. The United States, as I've mentioned in other videos, is more like the epicenter of the satellite community, the Western powers. That includes South Korea, that includes Japan, Taiwan, the Western European powers, and Israel, and places like that. The United States is more than simply that country with 300 million people in it. It's part of a wider network, and Canada, of course, and Britain. But anyway, I digress. I think masks are important, and we should continue to wear them or destroy the Chinese Communist Party, whichever one is easier for the time being. Anyway, have a good one. Talk to you soon.